All right, what's up, guys? It's Kyle with another episode of Unlocking Your Inner Strength. Today, I got Coach G with me. Coach G, thank you for being with me, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me, big dog. Appreciate you, man. It's
Yeah,
awesome, man. Thank you.
hey. So we're gonna get this going. I've been following Coach G since I started with Wes. Wes Watson, and he mentioned Coach G, Guerrero Fitness. So I've been following him on Instagram, and the movement that he's created, man, is something I can really get behind, and it's just very inspiring. So let's start out, Coach G. First, kind of just tell people where you're located. What did you do prior to doing Guerrero Fitness, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So I'm right here based out of Ontario, California. Obviously my stomping grounds were Baldwin Park, which is maybe about 30 minutes away from here. So now I'm here more on the Inland Empire. I grew up in the valley, the San Gabriel Valley area. And I bought a pad over here, been here 20 years already. So it's just, became like a home. I never went back to, but I mean, I have all my family are still back over there. I have a lot of family there that they just never moved nowhere. But they settled.
Sure.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I drove trucks for 19 years. Prior to my online fitness coaching, I was driving for 19 years. Once I was out of the youth authority back in 1996 was the last time. I just wanted to change my life, and I wanted more, so as I started looking for a job, and obviously I didn't have the education, I didn't graduate, so I landed in warehouses, and I always loved fitness. So the first warehouse that I landed was a warehouse that made bars, protein bars for like a lot of GNCs and vitamin shops, and so I was able to see how all the process was done. Obviously, I used to load the trucks. I wasn't in the department where they make it from with the batter, and they actually wrap them and put them in boxes. But we had it all in there, so that's where I started, and like I said, after a while, one of my good friends told me, well, check this out, because he used to go deliver ingredients. We needed ingredients like, powders, protein powders, like in bulk. So he was like, hey man, like, why don't you hop on and start truck driving? Like, fuck, you don't need no education here and you're making good money. And back in 1997, 98, when I decided to make that move, it was good money. I mean, he was, to make 2K a week, it was like, damn, awesome. You were living pretty comfortable, so that's what I did. I went to school to get my license, and it was a wrap. That it helped me a lot because, I was still kind of like not being too committed to, facing my responsibilities. So when I went to truck driving, right there, you had to buckle down because they drug test you, so they kept you on check. And obviously, you had more responsibility. You had a Class A license, so you had to go through a lot of testing till you get your Class A license, which is, it was like, damn man, this thing's like it's something like that I never thought I was gonna do. Drive a big old 18-wheeler, like it was like out of my reach at that moment. But it's like everything, you get used to it, and that's where I stuck for 19 years, and it did good for me.
Cool, man. So 19 years. And then I see obviously you have some children too. So how many children do you have, and what are their ages?
Yeah, I got three. I got my oldest boy, which is Moses. He's 22. I got my other boy, which is Isaiah. He's 19. He's going to college. My older boy, Moses, he already graduated from college. I was fortunate enough to set the example, and I was able to push, push more for them, by leading by example, and being there for them, which something that I didn't have. So, and then my daughter's 13, Aliyah. Mhm.
Very cool, man. Very blessed. So you were driving trucks, you're doing this, and then at what point were you training this whole time? Like you were into fitness? Like how did you wind up with connected with Wes? Because if I recall, you did. I mean, you were a transformation client, right, of Wes's?
Yeah, I was one of the first, I would say, Hispanic transformations that he had, where, once my transformation went up, that he put it on his page, it went viral. He was like, damn, man, you got the most likes out of all my transformations. Because to see somebody that's, from my culture, my people, we're just used to just, be honest, it's just, pleasure chase, be, and be so comfortable in our bad habits. It's just our culture is like that. Food, drinking, just partying. It's just like we just been laced and taught that, hey, go to work. We're hard workers. Go to work, come home, but then you're entitled to relax, to chill, kick your feet up, have a beer if you want, and you should be treated like a king. I seen that through all my years. With like I said, my uncles, my stepdad, that chain, that cycle never was broken. So it just continued, and I didn't want that, but I was, no matter what, you still fall back into some of those bad habits. So I still had some of those bad habits, which it was drinking, which it was like, yeah, I had a good job truck driving. I did what I had to do, but then I didn't seek more. I didn't want more, so I came to a point where, like, I was regressing, as I was maybe about 18 years into truck driving. Then I started making another little investments, out of my truck driving job, opening a truck driving school with my friend, so that I was able to make money, other source of incomes, a barber shop. So it was going good. But then my problem, and I'm glad that I caught myself. My problem was that instead of me, pushing further and wanting more and being more disciplined, I started doing the opposite. I was like, oh shit, okay, more eating out, more drinking, meetings, because everything was a meeting. Hey, let's go talk about, how this is running, what we got to do. Everything was like, okay, food. Everything you celebrate, you go to, you seek food, comfort. You're stressed, seek comfort, food. Food's always around. So we don't notice. And as I got older, I was 37, my body started like changing. I started feeling more tired, more fatigued. And obviously I was, eating very poorly, having big old steaks every damn day. Everybody would be like, damn, man, that's how you usually have steaks. Like and I got to the point where I was getting sick of myself, sick of myself, the way that I was living, and the way that, the example that I was setting, where it was just like a damn party all the time, but it was because I wasn't just, my discipline was going out the window, like I was working out less, and obviously I was gaining more weight, and I didn't like that. That was never me. So I came to a point of like, nah, man, fuck this. This ain't me. Something has to change here, and sure enough, it was in 2019, for Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving day. How we go play football. Everybody, hey, football before we go and feast. But we didn't play football. We played handball with the fellas. So it was a bunch of us, that are just men, men still going and playing some handball, like playing basketball. But this was our thing. So it was like a group of us, 10 of us, and like I said, I was already sick of myself at that point. And then one of my boys, he's like, hey, man, I'll make somebody, I know somebody that will make you put that shirt back on, because I always roll without a shirt, that's just me, show my ink, pride, we're prideful, we're badasses. So I was like playing without a shirt, always been like that, but obviously I had a gut, but he's like, so he told me that. I'm like, I told him, I go, because he told me in front of everybody, like trying to mess with me, clown me and shit, make fun of me. And I go, nobody would make me put nothing back on. And then he showed me, he had his phone, he showed me a picture of Wes, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy, So it fucking got my attention right there. I'm like, wait a minute here, let me see, So I'm checking it out. And I'm like, I seen him, a picture of him in the joint. And then I just started doing more research, then a couple of, work that he has on. One of my boys that's in there had done it. He did his ink in there that I knew. So, it was just that I kept I just kept reading the message that he had. That shit was powerful because I was already reading and I was listening to audiobooks, about Napoleon Hill, the uh, uh, seven highly effective people,
Yeah, Stephen Covey. Yeah.
Stephen Covey, and which one was another one? There was a few little, books, motivational books that I started, seeking and shit. When I used to go drive, I used to just pop that audio book and just listen to it, but it kind of like nothing stuck, but everything that he was saying, it kind of like was refreshing me. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy, everything he's saying, I heard about it, I know about it, and he was mentioning in those books. So that's what drew me in, First it was the look, the appearance, and then the wisdom, the knowledge that he was spitting. I hadn't seen that before from an individual like him, which he's pretty much, even though he's not Hispanic, he still has the same background, he had the same style that we have, which is, California, gangsters, So to me, that was like something that I was like, damn, I never seen somebody like that. Cause I knew about Ed Matled and all these motivational speaker, Frank Thomas and all that were hitting at that time. They were coming strong, but to me, that was, I didn't really pay attention to that, that didn't drew me in, so once I seen that, I was like, shit, man. Well, first of all, he has the look that I would want, like I never got to that level. And if he did it in prison, he knows something, he knows something that I've been wanting for the longest time, that I worked for the longest time, but I never took it to that level. And I knew that once I started digging more, it was nutrition. A lot had to do with nutrition, which I've been working out for decades. I got up to 243 pounds, but like a power lifter, like a power it's almost like strongman. I was strong. I was picking up a lot of weight, but I was just like, what they call it, fat buff. Big arms. 19 and a quarter. But people were like, "Fuck, man, you're a big guy and this and that." But in my head, I was like, "Well, yeah, but just don't make me take my shirt off, man, because I got a fucking gut." And it was just, it bothers me. Because like I said, I never let myself go like that. But I knew that was all under my control. I was just fooling myself. So it was till I got sick of myself. And a couple of little events that happened also when I was trying to tell my kids, hey, man, you got to work out. Me coming home tired, pissed off, I wasn't happy with myself. So I used to take it out on the kids. They're like, what do you guys do all summer? Do you guys do anything? Do you guys even work out? And like, I'd be on their ass. And, don't you try to be, you ain't trying to be like me, like your dad, fucking strong and this and that. And then my younger son looked at me. He's like, I go, what? He's like, well, not really. And I go, what do you mean not really? He's like, oh, well, you're kind of chubby. And I'm like, what the fuck? So that was another rude awakening, where he called me out. And we were at the dinner table, and my older son, because my youngest son told me that he's a little bit more, he talks back more, so he had the balls to tell me that. And I looked at him and I didn't snap because it was true, like he called me on my bullshit. Like I wasn't it, and obviously he didn't want to be like me. So that was another rude awakening where I was like, that's it, and I knew he was providing a service, Wes, and I hit him up. And ever since then, when I signed up, it was game over, man. My body started, changing. I started learning more about nutrition, and it was just man, it was mind blowing. What I was learning, all the information, the Zoom calls that we used to hop on and just soak up all the knowledge. It was just the reassuring of what I was reading before, but now it was more like he was explaining it more. I was actually hearing it from someone, and the way he broke it down, the way he delivered the message, it was just, it was crazy to me. It was amazing from an individual that had all that wisdom like that came from a background like I lived.
For sure, man. So that was the 2019 is when you became exposed to Wes. When did you actually? Yeah. It was in 2019 that you actually started working with him, or was it 2020?
No, I would say like maybe it was Thanksgiving. So I would say like I gave it like about a month of just doing a research on him and making sure like, well, who's this guy? I did a little background check. I had to tell him, I did a little background check, like who you are, because I know a lot of people in the joint. I know a lot of people. I got a lot of family members, so I just want to make sure, who is this guy, this and that, and obviously I seen my boy that had did a couple of work on him, so it was like a no brainer, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna hit somebody up, because I never seek the trainer, I never, look to hire a trainer or thought of hiring a trainer, or a coach, until he popped up. So obviously, like I said, it's you consider the source. I go, that guy had it, and that's what drew me in, and that's when it was maybe uh I'll say maybe like early December of 2019 is when I made that call. So I would say maybe 2020 is when we just started going full throttle, because the holidays were there. So I was still trying to like play the part, like, oh yeah, I'm getting the macros, yeah, I'm getting everything together, because you'll be like, hey, how's everything? Everything good? And I go, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I was not that serious, because I still knew that I was gonna not be so committed yet. But 2020 came and I just took it all the way. You know,
Man. And how old are you, Coach G?
I'm 44.
44. Okay. And then, so you do this transformation. How long until you start getting diced up and you start getting lean and all that?
I would say it was like a good year.
Okay.
Yeah, a good year. Yeah.
So took about a year. And then at what point did you decide that, hey, you know what? Because you're still driving trucks at that point, right?
No, at that point, like after I was already on my way out. I was already on my way out, where like I had enough income to kind of like just hang my hat, leave truck driving, behind me, because like I said, my back was hurting. But first of all, I was 55 pounds overweight. My back was hurting. My knees were hurting. I had tore a meniscus on both of my knees when I went out on vacation. So when I went out on vacation, I mean, obviously it happened, outside of work. So I just called my employer and I go, hey man, I'm fucking, I don't know what happened, and I'm not trying to do surgery. So I was running tests, and they're like, okay, take a leave of absence, like go handle that, handle that shit. Don't bring it over here. And then, I already, how companies are, employers are like, hey, don't bring your fucking injuries over here, man. So handle that shit. And that happened over there. So I was like, nah, cool, man. I never took no leave of absence. I never collected any kind of money for me to just take away, like
Yeah.
it was there. Like even sick days, I never took sick days on any company that I worked for. Like it was very rare that I took a sick days, and we had it available. They were available for us to, how people are like, well, you're entitled to 6 days, six days a week and shit, But I never did. I was just always committed and grinded, and I always showed up, and put in the work. But finally, I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let me take this disability, that I'm entitled to, because people were like, well, fuck, one disability, man, that's there for you. They take money away from you, so they were just telling me, hey, go ahead, So I did that. So as I did that, I focused more. While I was doing that, I focused more on my side business, where me helping my partner that had a truck driving school, where people go there and get their license. I was like an instructor, because I knew trucking like the back of my hand. So it was just having a group of people, instructing them and letting them know about the whole truck, the whole fucking engine, everything that the DMV was going to ask you. I was getting them and prepping them so they could go get their Class A license. So as I was doing that, everything was going smooth, running smooth, and I was like, you know what? I'm good with everything that I'm getting here. Like I'm not gonna go back, and I actually didn't go back. So that was it. That was the end of that.
That was
I
it.
just thought. Mhm.
And then at what point were you okay? So you got the side, you got the business going on. At what point did you say, you know what, I want to get into this fitness game, and start helping people with that? When was that decision made?
Yeah, so that, as I got the transformation, and well, before my transformation, throughout my journey, as my body was changing, I was getting more ripped. I was posting on Instagram, because I had Instagram before, but I was just showing nothing but fucking partying and drinking and pleasure. If you go to my very first Instagram, you could see there when I was actually putting money in on my truck. It wasn't even my truck; it was my company truck, but like I said, I was always top dog wherever I went. And they gave me a brand new truck. And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm going to put 10 G's on this truck. I want a laid out truck, you know, because it was a Peterbilt, something that people dream of driving, you know. So we got that fleet and I invested in it. So that's a whole nother story. But, you know, the thing is that I've been posting for a while already. So I started sharing my journey too with fitness, you know, not thinking nothing of it. I just kept sharing it. Oh, this is what I'm doing, my workouts, this and that. So as I was changing, as people see me from start to finish, they were asking me like, damn, how do you do it? You know, what do I do? Could you help me? This and that. A lot of people I just sent to Wes, you know, a lot of people are like, nah, that's my coach. Go, you know, I gave him a shout out. Boom, this, you know, go to him. He's the man. He has a blueprint, you know, and just kept going and people kept just, you know, messaging me, DMing me throughout this. And like I said, it was, I would say, it's been 2.5 years. So maybe in 2021, you know, it was when I approached Wes and I told him, hey, man, you know what, could you teach me what you do, you know? And he was like, oh, sure. Like right away, he like got excited and pumped up. He's I don't think he thought about it because the way he says it too, same thing. Like I was the first one that approached him and told him that, you know, he wasn't doing that. So when I did that, you know, he was like, fuck yeah, man, your people need you. Your people are going to love you. You're going to do great. Like he was already seeing the vision of me, you know, like being out there. And he said like the way that I was speaking with my glasses, I'm like, damn, man, I should have came with my glasses because every time I do a podcast, I have my glasses on. I know a lot of people are like, I try to do it without, but then they're like, hey, no, we need your glasses, man. That's your brand. You're branded with your glasses. So my bad, man, Kyle, my bad. But it was like, he was pumping me up like, oh, you're going to do great, man. You're it. You're a brand. He told me, you're a brand, man. You're inked up. You're a Southern Cali, you know, homeboy from the streets, man. I haven't seen no Hispanic, you know, that's a motivator like you could be, you know. So I was like kind of like blown away because it's like he didn't tell me like, oh, well, maybe or none of that. Like he there was no doubt in him. He just said, yeah, go, you know, we're gonna do great. Boom. And that was it, you know. And everything that he told me, he's like, watch, this is gonna be a game changer. I have all the texts there that he said, it's gonna change your life, it's gonna change your family life. You're gonna do amazing if you stick to the blueprint, you know. But he knew that I was a committed guy. Like he knew that, you know, if he says, hey, this is the blueprint, run it. And, you know, I was not gonna miss. I was gonna take it to the T. And ever since I done that and he's handed me the blueprint of the whole layout of what I gotta do, you know, it was done deal, man. I put an ad, that shit just went viral. Fucking people were calling me. I was signing up people. I was like, damn, man. I used to call him. I would be like, damn, man, this is crazy. Like, fuck, I'm beat. I'm tired. And then he's like, hey, welcome to my world, man. Because that I told you this is what's going to be on and cracking. And the thing that helped me though too that I got to give credit where credit is due is my boys. Like my boy was already graduating from Cal Poly University, and he went in there for business and branding, you know. So to me, everything was easy. Like everything happened, you know, at the right time. Because technology is a motherfucker for a lot of people. A lot of people are fucking like, fuck this. They get frustrated with technology, you know, and I do so myself, so I understand them. But every time that I used to get in Zoom calls or in a meeting with Wes, I had my boy here and he will connect everything that he needed. Because Wes said, okay, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, connect this, go get the Square, Trainerize app, all that shit that he had, everything that he had that probably took him a while to actually, you know, put together. Like my boy was putting it like a puzzle, doom, 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 doom. So we already had it on lock. Like I was ready to go, you know? I was ready to fucking go. So other coaches were like, fuck, Guerrero, how the fuck did you blow up? How do you do it? This shit's because they'll call me and right after me, a lot of people started following suit. But technology is a motherfucker doing the Trainerize, doing my Fitness Pal, doing the workouts, like the way that we found out, like, oh, we could just copy and paste the whole workout, different workouts. Like the way I'm set up it goes quick. And But at the beginning, like if I would, I probably would have just fucking just went crazy, But like I said, my boys were there to help me out, and now they're helping me, with my business.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
seen that in some of your posts, man. That's so cool. That's so cool, man. I got two of my boys. They're young, man. They're 7 and 5, but I envision that one day when
yeah.
they're older. So that's neat, man. So you got it going, and then you started like so did it take off like right away, or was it like gradual, boom? Like how did it the
It
project?
just took off, Kyle, man. It just took off right away, man. So a lot of people that's probably what they seen, and that's why probably they went for it. It was like, damn, that's where the money at. Look at Guerrero, like we seen him. He's been in our Zoom call, like he took off. Like fuck, why can't I? And absolutely, like why shouldn't if I did, I'm a dumb truck driver, what they call us. You're just a dumb truck driver. But hey, man, you know the thing here is that like he says, there still ain't that many people out there, that are, Hispanic or that, from my same background that it's outspoken like that. Nobody comes in and delivers a message. Nobody comes and helps nobody. Like us, we're just like always putting people down, always just telling you that you ain't good enough or nah, what are you doing this for? As soon as one of us tries to better themselves, here comes fucking shit talk, or here comes like, who do you think you are? So we never advance. So when I came in, a lot of people were resonating with me. Obviously, I was older. Obviously, I had the experience. So all that helped me. I help a lot of people in different areas, not just fitness. I started with fitness, but now it's like people were like, fuck, you're like you're like a pastor from fitness, because I see you helping, marriage, lost kids that see you as a father figure, as a uncle, as an older homie. Like, I have a lot of avenues that I help people. So it's like, to me, it's nonstop. I have people from different stages, different ages and stuff, that I'm able to help. So that helped me a lot too. So I think that's one of the reasons why it just took off, and it went crazy for me, with business, with clients, you know.
Yeah, and it is, man. Your posts are awesome, dude. They're very inspirational and on point, man. I can see, how you connect, because I love him, man. I read him. I'm like, man, this guy's on point. He's got a lot of wisdom. Now, would you say, Coach G, that a lot of your clients are they Hispanic, or do you have all different demographics now? Is it mainly Hispanic, or are they the ones that are mainly drawn to you?
Yeah, I have a lot of them, but then I do have different demographics. I have different, different people from different cultures. I do. But mainly, yes, it is. Hispanic, because I draw them in just by the way I look. They relate with me. Me being a truck driver, me being running the streets, me being involved in gangs and all that. There's a lot of, but Southern Cali, we're flooded with that. That's all there is. They glorify that shit. So when I came in and actually twisted it just like Wes did, it was just it was something that people were like, oh shit, like, damn, that's our speaker, that's our guy. So I was, I'm blessed because I changed a lot of people's life, men that are some older than me, some are my age, and not only that, a lot of youngsters that are like, I see them like my kids. They're my kids' age. So once I get them on the team, because they come on excited, pumped up, it's like I flip them quick, man. Those are easy for me to just change their negative mindset, because obviously they don't have a father. They don't have guidance. So when I get them here, I just fucking drill them in and give them all my time, to make sure that, hey, you know what? Fuck that shit. That shit's played out. Don't even fucking listen to none of them fucking clowns there. This is what we got to do. You're here because you want more, you want better. So I start flipping their mindset. I start enlightening them, and they see more now, and they're like, fuck yeah, like, well, my coach is doing it. Why, he's giving me hope. He's actually, being a leader by example, not a manipulator, because that's all it is. All these gangs and all that shit, they just use you. I've been through all that shit, so I know what's behind it.
Yeah, no, right on, man. It's like I like how you said it, like a fitness preacher, man, like pastor, and you can see it again. This is the first time we're talking, but I can see from your posts that the impact that you're having on the community, which is awesome, dude. Like people, like you said, they're looking at you as like a beacon of hope, and for you to be able to change that energy, man, is just really neat, man. And fitness is the doorway, but that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning. Now, talk
Yeah,
about with your entrepreneurial background, right? Because now I've seen, right, you got nutrition, like you got meal prep, right? If I'm correct with that, you got a
yeah.
bunch of stuff going on, man. So talk about that. Like, when did that start? Like, when did you decide, you know what, I'm going to offer this as well?
Yeah. Well, that actually landed on my plate. It landed on my lap actually by me doing what I do, posting, helping people, transformation. The CEO, Chris Cavallini from Miami, he sent me a DM through IG. He's like, "Hey, big dog, I love what you're doing, the message that you're spreading, helping people. I relate with you. I was there. This guy's a millionaire. I was there where you were, we're the same, he talked a little bit about his story, through the message, but he was like, I own a meal prep company, he pretty much, he's tied in with all like the athletes, wrestlers, this guy's, he deals with high level people. So he's telling me all this. He's like, I would like to see if you could, join the team and see what we could do. I could help you out, and whatever you want. But at first, I was like, through IG, I kind of still get back then. This was about a year ago. I get a little bit of it, like, man, it's just like, it sounds too good, man. Who the hell is this? I'm gonna click on it and answer. He's gonna say, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell you this. And so I kind of like left it, but then I was like in my head, I was thinking like, I gotta answer back, man. People reaching out to me, I would want to respond, man. Like respond back at least, say no thank you or something. And I told him, yeah, sure, we'll get on a call and see what's up. So I got in a call with them, and sure enough, he was like, how would you like to be sponsored? And we'll send you food every week. All we want is, I go, well, what do you want from me? Because I still wasn't getting it. That never happened to me. So, everybody that I have here, because I have a lot of people that join my program, and these guys they have money, and they're all like, hey, girl, I know you preach about cooking, weighing my food, and I know that that's the way I'm going to learn and I'm going to appreciate it more. But look, I run two businesses. I got my kids, this and that. I need your macros. I need your mindset. I need a meal prep company. So I used to just send them like whichever meal prep company I knew, like Trifecta, which one of my boys that he's an MMA fighter, he's tied in with them. So I used to shoot them, here, go to Trifecta or another meal prep company that I knew that was small business. So I used to do that. But so once he approached me and gave me the whole layout, I was like, well, what do I got to do? Or well, what is it? Do I pay for it weekly too? Or you give me a discount or what? He's like, oh, no, I'm just going to send you free meals every week, $300 worth every week. And I was like, all right, well, what do I got to do? And then he's like, well, you got to, post this, post that. And I'm thinking like, in my head, I'm like, fuck, that's it. I'm like, that's it. He's like, yeah, that's it. That's all we ask for. He's like, some of these athletes that we have and these wrestlers, I don't know if they're too big headed now because, they don't even do that. Like, that's something small. Cause I was like, fuck, I do way more than that shit. That's nothing to me. Like, if I got to do that just for some meals, fuck, well, I'll fucking do it every day. I post every day. I haven't missed since I started with it. I haven't even missed a post. I haven't missed a YouTube download because that's how he got up there. So I'm just following suit. That's always been stuck with me. I've been and I am and I always been a committed guy. So if he told me, hey, this is what I did and this is what I'm doing, and I'm actually seeing it, he never missed. So I never miss. So he always says, whenever we used to get on meetings with other coaches, they're like, Guerrero doesn't miss. He never missed. And I have that with pride under my belt because I never miss. I never missed a post. I never missed YouTube upload. I'm always on Instagram posting every day since I started coaching, and I opened my mouth and said, this is what I'm going to do for you guys every day. I haven't missed. I'm on vacation with my family. I don't miss. I'm out of town. I don't miss. So I have everything lined up. Same thing. Like he taught me.
Yeah, no, and it's great, man. That consistency and that mindset, man, the discipline to get after it. And that kind of ties in nicely to the next thing I want to ask you about. Like, what is your daily routine look like? What time you waking up? Like, for people out there that said, "Man, this guy's got it on point," and success leaves clues, right? Just like you're saying with Wes. Like, what do you do on a daily basis? What's your routine like?
Yeah, that's funny how you said that because I want to share a little story. There's another coach out there that he started following me, and he's big. He's a bodybuilder, but he just didn't know him. But he's like, man, I've been watching. He reached out to me. He's like, I've been watching you for since you started, man. And he told me the same thing. Success leaves clues. I'm just going by what you're doing because I'm like, well, fuck. I know fucking about fitness. I know about how to give macros. Like fuck, this guy's fucking putting it into use. Like I just work out. I'm just like a bodybuilder, but I got my 905 and this guy's making money. So that's funny because he's told me that he's a success leaves clues. And I follow you ever since. And now he's doing coaching on the side. He's struggling because I'm like, hey, go to West. He's gonna help you. But he's like, no, I think I got it. I'm like, all right, man. But yeah, so I mean, and that's funny because I was just gonna do a YouTube video about that, about my morning process because people always want to know. They always ask me like, "Well, what do you do?" And I did a little rant this morning as I walked. I walked the streets with my wife after breakfast. Something about okay, well, how many tasks have you guys smashed already throughout your day? Because all you guys ask me, oh, well, what do you do, girl? Because you said that this is all you do all day. Well, how's your routine structure? What do you do? And I go, same thing. I wake up at 3 a.m. every fucking day. I done it for the past 4 years. 3 a.m. no fail. And they always ask me what time you go to sleep. It doesn't matter because I have clients that are with other time zones and sometimes at 11 o'clock, if I'm there or if I listen, if I hear the phone like ring, I got to see who it is because it's my client. So I sometimes like half asleep trying to answer a message, but then I wake up at the same time every fucking day. So I wake up at 3 and then I do what I got to do, wash up, get cleaned up, come here, put some coffee, got to have the coffee and start making my breakfast. By 3:30, I'm already sitting down having my first meal, which is probably a protein shake that I'm doing now. Sometimes it's egg whites, it depends how motivated I wake up. I'm like, well, I'm just going to do a protein shake, barely still half asleep, but till wake up, the coffee kicks in. But so I do that at 3:30. I'm already posting my first meal, sit down, eat it, then something light. So then after, then, I start journaling, and I start reading, I'm reading right now. What I'm reading is just, it's like, where is it? I think I have it. Oh, this one here. Oh. My mom gave it to me with The Secret of Family Happiness, so I'm reading this book right here. It talks about just everything in life, so I read this every morning, something to get here my mind going and talk about family because like I said, fitness, that's like a tool that we use, but a lot of people are struggling in their household, marriage, a family with dealing with their kids. They're even amongst families, just a lot of animosity, so this book right here talks a lot, about that, that now that I'm finding out, so
Yeah.
yeah, so I read that, and then after that, I get ready to, put my post. I get something. I deliver a message every morning as I'm doing my burpees because I do 113 burpees every damn day. And people are like, "Damn, man, you knock them out every day." I go every day, but only 113. I don't go torture myself either, and I don't go because I gotta go work out after. After I go hit the gym, so I do my burpees 113 just to get the body moving, my blood flow, and then my blood going, and I put a quote, a nice little message for everybody, in the morning, every morning as I'm doing the burpees, I put some on there for them, and those messages, I get a lot of feedback with that, like just on messages that sometimes it hits home or it hits someone, right in the chest where they're like, damn, girl, damn, that message hit hard, and it's crazy because sometimes you're like, I'm always like rethinking, like, fuck, man, does it sound right? Did I place it right? Does it even sound right? And some of my messages, like my wife will be like, fuck, I didn't really get that message. I go, well, fuck, you're the only one because I got a lot of DMs saying like, damn, that message, but I try to explain to her, well, this is what I meant, but some people get it and some people don't, but that's the beauty of it, that it's genuine, and some people like they understand what I'm trying to say.
Sure, sure. So you get that going, then you go for the workout, and then you're just working all day, right?
So this is what I do. So then I go hit the gym, and sometimes I stay there a little longer than usual because since I've been back to that gym, which is I'm going maybe on say like 5 months that I've been back to the gym. Then I'm running into a lot of people that knew me from before. And they're fucking amazed. They're like, fuck, you're back. Damn, that's crazy. Because since COVID, that's when I started getting all of my setup. So I never even went back, even when they opened. So I'm signing, I already have like about 10 people from the gym signed up, yeah, there's a lot of people, they'll recognize me. They're like, I seen you on IG, man. You blew up, man, through COVID. Look at, I fucking gained 60 pounds and you got chopped. And I go, yeah, because, like I said, I just took it to a whole nother level. And that this was the time that, I used, to better myself, to actually, instead of being more comfortable or playing the victim, I was able to flip it. But because I was on the program with Wes, if I wasn't, who knows where I would have ended up too, like more laziness, more like, fuck, well, this shit's going to shit. So let's just party more, But nah, man, I just stuck to it. I stuck to it, and we dealt with a lot of adversity through those times because my wife, she lost her dad, and we were going through all that, through that process as I was doing this, So it kind of kept me in check. It kept me humble and patient to have for her agony, for her, I mean, she was going through a lot at that time. So this program had helped me lift her up as well, and help her in that manner of understanding and helping her cope with the pain, So
Yeah,
it
right
was,
on, man.
yeah, it was difficult, but I know it probably would have been some different if I didn't have this program that helped me. So this program, I know is what it did for me. I know it's doing for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. So cool to see that. Um, Couple more for you. I'll be mindful of your time. I know you're a busy guy, man. So I got a couple more, and then we're
No,
done.
we're good, man. I love this. We're good. Sometimes I have to. They're like, "Hey, man, could you come back to our podcast for the second or for a second round?" And I go, "Yeah, absolutely, man." Because I know, we leave a lot in the table. Like we only have so much time. But yeah, like I have so much that I get excited when I'm trying to tell you this, and then I try to jump to this because I'm passionate about it. Like everywhere I go, like people like my wife's all like, oh my god, you're gonna talk right here about your life and this and that, because that's just how I am now. Like I'm so excited and so driven, purpose driven, that I'm we're walking the swap meet and I'm buying like this painting and that I liked, and then the guy's like, he noticed me, and then, hey, I seen you somewhere, and they're like, yeah, I'm a Guerrero Fitness. They're like, oh yeah, so and then my wife, they're waiting. They're like, "Oh my God, there he is. He's gonna get on watch. He's gonna make him sign to the program." And I mean, I'm helping them. So I tell my wife, like, "Hey, man, it's just something that I'm passionate about. So I gotta let them know what I do and what I done, especially if they recognize me like that."
Yeah, yeah, and I think to not share that with people when you know it's gonna transform their life, right? It would be a selfish thing, right? If you didn't tell people, hey
Yeah,
man, I
yeah.
can help this dude, man. Look, and he's asking you. So
Yeah,
that
so I don't hold back, man. Like when I get on the on podcasts and I just pretty much just love to talk about everything. So with whatever you hit me, I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's what I do. So it like fires me up, man. So it's
yeah.
all good, man. You might be like, man, this guy talks too much.
Oh
You know,
no, man. I'm
you
enjoying
know.
it, man. So I'm enjoying it, man. I'm learning from you as I go through this. So with like okay, I ask you a couple more then with visualization, like seeing the life you have now, right? Did you ever envision this, or once you started getting on the path, do you do anything to visualize, like, okay, this is part of my process. I'm going to see this unfolding, Like anything along those lines?
Well, now it's just I know that I'm purpose driven, so I'm moment by moment. It's like before I had a grand vision of like just balling out of control. Like it was just something that it wasn't this. It was just all about me. Before yeah, I always wanted the houses, the cars, which I had. In 2016, 2016, I had almost the same lineup as I'm getting back now, but it got, I lost it all, over the economy hit hard, and I lost my job, and I was doing some other crooked shit. So all that tied in, and everything just went to pieces. So before my like the picture, the vision that I had of myself, it was selfish because it was just about me. It was just about, oh, what I'm gonna get, what I'm gonna have. Now it's different. I have a purpose now. Now the way I'm purpose driven. So to me now it's just, living moment by moment. Like I said, it's totally different when you're trying to help others. As a daily task for you, like the message that you're gonna give out. Daily, other than just thinking about, oh, my wants, my needs. Nah, man, I wake up like we're like, damn, what do I got for them? What's something that I could come up with that's gonna enlighten them or it's gonna help them through their day? So now it's just different, and everything on the side it comes to me now, like everything else is just it's just if it lands in my lap, it's just I don't seek it, I don't force it no more. It's just it comes, so it's just a whole different feeling, and I have a different outlook on life now.
Yeah, and that's cool, man. It shows you the energy, right? Like you're not out there to receive, but it's coming to you anyway because you're giving so much.
Yes, yes, it's crazy. Yeah, like it's like it's like sometimes I still don't believe, like, damn, man, like I'm getting like everything that I had that I wanted, uh, but I'm getting it through good merits, like good deeds and shit, helping others and changing people's lives. So, eh, but it's not like if I'm like, oh no, I gotta have this, so I gotta rush and get this. Nah, man, like people will be like they'll trip out like the way I coach or the way that I speak to people that ask me about my program or they want to hop on. They're like, damn, dude, yeah, you don't pressure us. Like, I go, I ain't no salesman, big dog. I go, if you want it, my transformations and my testimonials are a proven example. I'm not going to beg you to hop on here. And they get blown away because they already talked to other coaches. I go, your money ain't going to break me, big dog. So it's up to you. I create warriors here. I don't want you, I'm not going to spoon feed you. So you might not be it. And then they're like, "Oh shit, this guy's like it." This the approach, it just blows them away because they're like, "Damn, boy, I thought you were gonna ask for my credit card and pressure me," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 it's not right here, big dog. Either you want it or if not, just you call me when you're ready." So now it's like it's just different. It's just different, and people feel that. They feel that they're not being pressured, they're not being used, they're not just a money symbol. You know.
Yeah, yeah, right on, man. So what two things I got for you. If you could go back and give your 20-year-old self advice, like words of wisdom, what would you tell yourself?
Me, it's just, man, the key is to the key here is to master yourself, man, to work on yourself first, because a lot of us, we rush it, we rush life, so we don't really develop that inner you, that you don't find yourself, you don't get to know yourself. You actually start evolving, and you're so focused on the exterior and always wanting the material things that you don't work internally. So that shit comes to bite you in the ass when you find another individual that has issues or is broken, just like you are. Because you guys, that's why there's a lot of marriages that goes out the window, because they never worked on themselves. They never fixed themselves. So they were so busy trying to acquire instead of becoming. So I would say always start there. Which that shit, it was something that I didn't look at, and that helped me later on. At fuck, I was 37, 38 when I came to realize, like, fuck, man, all this time I could have done this and worked on myself, and found my answers, through journaling, through reading, meditating, all that shit that I'm doing now is like something that we weren't taught, and now that I'm able to, communicate and tell people, hey, this is what you do, because it always hit me. What's your morning process? Or how do you do it? What do you mean journaling? What do you mean meditation? What do you mean? Like, they don't even fucking know how to start, where to start, but the way that I'm explaining to them now, it's like, oh shit, like, damn, it's crazy. Like, now that I know the feeling, because that's where I was, so
Yeah.
that's what I would start there with all these youngsters, because a lot of them are living the fast life. They don't see that till nobody ever wakes up till like they're fucking older. They're already like far ahead. Then they're like, fuck, man, well, shit, I'm fatter, I'm fucking lazier. Man, I'm just fucking overwhelmed with life. But that's because they were just chasing the wrong, they were chasing they were just after like a result, instead of just going after, becoming or finding yourself, or working internally. It's just always just what all my wants and my needs need to be met.
Yeah, to slow down and master the self, man. Yeah,
Yes, yes. You kind of put it all into like one little sentence like that. Yeah,
that's it, man. I'll probably use that as the title for this one.
that's a good one, man. You're like, okay, well, all you just ran about, this is what you meant to say. Boom.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, you said it within there, man. I picked up on it. You said it, so I'll give
Oh,
you credit for it, man. It's the last one I got for you, Coach G. Like if you pictured out 5 years from now, what do you see for Guerrero Fitness and for yourself and your family? Like, what comes to mind when I say 5 years from now?
damn, five. And I mean, I try not to think that far ahead, but I know that, like I said, I always say and tell people we're exactly where we're at for the work we've been putting in. So obviously, I'm going to just evolve more. I'm just going to have more clients. I'm going to be able to provide more value. I'm going to speak better, maybe not in so much excitement. I got to calm myself down and pump my brakes sometimes. But I speak on emotions a lot. I get real excited and motivated. So, and it's just going to be, me evolving more and doing a lot of more speaking, speaking out there, because there's a lot of people that are talking about it, that are reaching out to me, and they want me to go, do speaking events on all these jails, but for the minors, so that's something that's been thrown at me lately. So there's a lot that's coming my way, that I know it's just time. I'm not gonna really force it, but I just gotta be ready and keep doing what I'm doing. So when that thing comes, I'm prepared. I won't buckle, I won't, because being on stage is it's a whole different ballgame. I know I got a little taste of it, when they had the mastermind and Wes called me upstage, and I mean, it's just a whole different feeling when you're like front center, It's just, so I got to get used to that, man, and get and practice more.
Yeah, no, you'll be great, dude. Because that enthusiasm, the energy you have it's a good thing, man. And that's what you're going to connect with your story, and it's real. It's real, man. That energy. So I'm excited to keep following you, man, and see. And it goes back to what you just said, to tell the younger self, right? You're going to keep mastering yourself, man, and then you'll be ready when the stuff comes.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, it's like you said earlier, it's just being committed, being consistency, and not letting off the gas, because that's where a lot of people fail. They stop, or they just let their feelings and emotions get in the way. And that's something that stops a lot of us, But if you don't understand that shit is still a choice, and you shouldn't be negotiating with how you feel, your emotions, that little voice inside you that's going to tell you to relax or don't do this, or like me was helped me is like, always upholding my word. People tell me, hey man, be there, or I'm gonna be, or we have a set date, I'm there, I'm waiting. Just like today, I was waiting, but I was just not going to interrupt you probably something happened, but once you call me, I already had the computer here ready. I go, well, he told me so. Me, that's how I am. If I said I'm gonna do this day, I'm gonna make sure that day is going to be open, because I said I was going to join Kyle podcast. So I said it. So that's helped me a lot, uphold my word on what I said. And people are like, fuck, man, like even they just get surprised because they're like, damn, man, you're like always on time, or you say you're gonna call, you do call me. Like, well, yeah, like, well, it's because there's not a lot of people out there like that no more.
Listen, man, I appreciate that. Now, tell people where when people hear this, where can they follow? Like, what's the best way to follow you, get in touch with you, and I'll be blasting all this stuff out there. So give it to us, man.
Yeah, so for all you guys, IG is just the platform that I share just my life, my journey, my daily activities. It's Guerrero _fitness. That's it. Guerrero _fitness on IG, and YouTube, which is Guerrero Fitness Lifestyle. You guys can find me there too. And that's pretty much where I share a lot of topics that I go deeper, that my clients or my viewers ask me to speak on. So I usually drop a video every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:00 a.m. Pacific time. 9:00 a.m. Pacific time. Yep.
Very cool, man. Well, this has been a pleasure. If you guys are listening to this, you can follow me at the Panda Man Official on Instagram. And this has been awesome. We're definitely gonna have to do a part two. No doubt about that, man.
You let me know, big dog, and man, it was a honor, man, to be able to be on the podcast, and thank you for reaching out. And like I said, there's always a reason why, and why we connect, and why we get to sit here and both talk and spread the message, because I know that's what you're doing out there too. And by you having this platform, you give us an opportunity to be out there and for other people to hear us. So what you're doing is just massive too as well.
Yeah, thanks, Coach G. Thank you, man.